Good evening and welcome to Rocky Mountain High School Choir, specifically to Prima Voce, if your students are in Prima Voce. Very much looking forward to this year. We've already gotten started and have been up to a whole lot, and I can share briefly about that and then chat with you a little bit more. I'm assuming most folks know about the program and how it's laid out with Capriccio, Combrio, Prima Voce, and Rocky Mountain Singers being our daily class offerings. Lobos, Bellobos, Echoes, Peak, Acapella, and Sirens are the outside of school opportunities for students. I'll talk more about those later. Happy to fill you in on more of that if it's helpful at some point, but just always nice to remind folks. As you know, Elizabeth Howeiler is the other choir director here, and that's her information should you ever wish to get in touch. There's my email and phone. Feel free to reach out anytime. We're also happy to welcome Andrew Hahn, our new accompanist to the team. Very excited to be working with him this year. As we've discussed in the past, probably a video for last year and in person the year before, we really try to focus on growing the musician for life. And so we want to work with your students to help them understand how to use the voice, how to use it well and healthfully for their whole life, whether they're going to major in music or not. If they're going to continue to do music, we want them to feel like they can pick up a piece of music someday, still have healthy voice, participate in other ways, but not necessarily have to have a teacher there. And maybe it's picking up a guitar or playing the piano and singing. Just giving them these tools that they can just enjoy it as a lifelong passion. Um, and through all that, trying to build confidence and self-esteem, working on character development and ideas of working together as a team and being creative and coming up with solutions to problems and how to tackle a problem from beginning to end. We do a lot of that, as it mentions here, through understanding technique with the voice, understanding how to use the voice in a healthy way, mastering skills, both oral skills and sight reading and rhythm reading skills that we do regularly in class. Our first 2 years with Capriccio and Combrio, or music theory and music history, were part of those curriculums. For Prima students that are sophomores, we'll do their music history as an independent study, and they'll hear more about that soon. But all of this is really meant to help foster their growth as a musician and as a person, and to build confidence in them and to help them grow into the wonderful young people they can be. And we do that all through the lens of the Lobo Way, that big cultural touchstone for Rocky Mountain High School. A little bit about communication. You can actually find everything on the Rocky Mountain High School website. In getting in touch with me or looking to see what is out there, the music page offers a lot. The music handbook and calendar can be found there, all the dates for events and teacher learning pages and access to Google Classroom. So we'll show you that right now, and hopefully that's beneficial to you. So I'll just go here to the home page of Rocky. You can access the whole music area here by just clicking on music, which takes you to this website. So I have to go back a page. I apologize, but this website right here, so that takes you right there. There you can access a choir website only. There's the music handbook and the music calendar. And then you just saw that picture of me, which is just through this little link here. And from there, you can actually access my teacher learning page, and then the rest of my information is there. And there's that. If we haven't met in person before because of everything, there I am. The other way that you can look up teacher learning pages is on the homepage of Rocky, and under About Us, you can click on Teacher Learning Page. It takes you to this spreadsheet. You would just scroll down to the teacher you're looking for, in this case, Chris Thompson. Click on that, and it would take you to this page, which is my teacher learning page for our students. So I have developing messaging and changing some things from last year, as you know, seeing how things have developed this fall. And so we'll update some of this, but my scheduling being here, links to Google Classrooms, some links to other helpful pieces of information there in the Rocky Music webpage. And then if you want to click on Prima Voce, or encouraging your students to do so, I will always have this updated weekly. This is a slideshow, but it's essentially an agenda and announcements for the week. So I'm going to encourage them to look at that weekly to know what's going on. If they miss a class, that's how they would look to see what they missed, so they can make up that work. They can just click on the individual days and see what's going on, and it'll just rotate through those days so they can see. And then these are stated goals for us for the year, for the students and myself. Hopefully that helps see what we're trying to attend to. Another link to this particular Google Classroom page. And then if I need Google Classroom calendar assignments and due dates would appear here. So that should be a one-stop shop for a lot of that. If your students are in Bellobos or Peak Acapella, I've got those pages linked as well. Also some videos and resources. So hopefully that's helpful. If they were to go over to the Google Classroom, The first part, the streaming part, has the announcements. And then under classwork, we'll start to populate that with more information, more topic areas. And by the end of the year, it'll look something like this Prima Voce page, where under classwork, we had all different types of topic areas that we were focused on. And the most important piece is probably being practice materials here, information that's got the syllabus and the calendar there that will be linked. If there's issues with attendance or makeup, those things were also here. So hopefully that's helpful. It's a kind of a one-stop shop, and the students and I will continue to work on that and build that out as we go through the fall. And if you ever have problems with that, please just let me know. A couple of important dates that pertain directly to first period. September 21st is our first hour concert. That'll feature Prima singers and symphony orchestra. We have a treble festival with Prima and the other high school treble choirs on the 1st of October. That's during the school day. And then we have an all choirs concert on the 11th of October. Your students may also be participating in all-state choir on the 15th and 16th. Just put that on your calendar. We'll talk more about that in class as we get closer. Some other important information. Synergy is how we'll use for grading and communication. I'll email out through that program. And then music handbook and choral syllabus actually will show how we grade, how daily participation, assignments in class, and concerts make up the bulk of the grade, and how that is fits into the bigger picture, how makeup work is handled if there's missed classes, missed concerts, and such. We talked about Google Classroom. Big piece that we like to focus on is self-advocacy, getting students to really stand up for themselves and come and speak to us when they have concerns or issues, whether it be with us or with other students. Obviously, this can be difficult, and if parents want to be a part of that conversation, or we can bring in other folks that can be resources for the students, but we really do want them to step up, and if they're having a problem or a concern, to come to us, and that we can work together to solve the problems. Also, we'll be looking for help this year for sure in volunteering opportunities, so I will communicate with you about those soon. I'll send some emails out through Synergy and would love to get some assistance with that. Other questions you might have, as we mentioned, chamber ensembles, Bellabos and Lobos are the two groups open to anybody, anytime, and I'm happy to talk to you more about that if your students are curious. Those are outside of school, meet once a week in the morning and once at lunch. And then Echoes and Sirens have already been created for this year. But peak acapella auditions are this coming Friday, and we'd love to have your students audition if they're interested. And advancement in the program, would be happy to talk to you more about that if you're curious. If you're not quite sure how that works for next year, we do auditions in the spring and then place students based on their ability levels and where we think they're going to be most successful. Last little bit here, and then I'll fill you in on just what an amazing beginning of the year it's been. But fundraising opportunities, as we have done for quite some time, we'll have the King Soopers Community Rewards and Safeway gift card programs, which Mrs. Pettinger will be emailing out about. Also, if you were to sign on to smile.amazon.com and sign in with your information, you can actually support Rocky Music, and Amazon will donate to us with every purchase you make. And then we're launching today the Giving Bean Coffee fundraiser, which is meant initially to help individual students raise money for all their fees, dresses, notebooks, and technology fees. And so for Prima, that would be the money for the dress and for the notebooks and technology, and then also for retreat, the $90 for retreat. They can actually cover it all with this fundraiser. So there's an email coming out, and the students heard about it in class today. I'll also post information about it on Google Classroom and the teacher learning page so that you can have that. And these are just some of the things that the music program has been able to purchase because of those fundraising programs, along with supporting the students with paying for their fees. And while I have that slide up, and you're looking at those things, wow, what a great group of students. I probably should have led with this at the beginning, but I wanted to make sure I got the info in. And we have had such a great year starting with retreat so far. Wonderful attitudes, wonderful people, your students. Just so much fun to be around. They're making great music, and they're overcoming the obstacles that we've already dealt with and that we continue to have to deal with. We sang at the opening assembly, we sang the national anthem, and they did a really wonderful job. So it's a pleasure to have them in class. It's going to be a great year. We're going to do a lot of wonderful things. We'll talk more about that. And so hopefully with that happy, positive note, please do feel free to contact us, contact me or any of us with any questions, concerns, and we do hope that you have a lovely evening.